Hi, in this video, I plan to take you through the PID 3330 implementation stage of my course. I did work on the design stage, which was a real challenge for me, but managed to get through it. And I was able to put together and implement an introductory module as well as kind of the next module for this particular course that I was working on. So my plan is to, in this video, show how I'm implementing it and also just what I still need to work on. So I'm going to use the PID 3330 implementation guide as a tool to follow as I go through this. So here we have my course, Hospitality 2370 Management Principles, that I've been working on redesigning. And this is Moodle, the learning management system. I am using Camtasia to screen capture this presentation. And so the way that I decided to start is what was important to me is to create an introductory area where, number one, I created a video that students could watch, and it's a welcome and introduction from me. It's just a quick introduction of who I am, even though I've taught most of these students before. I then added the course syllabus, and the course syllabus is a small part of our entire program content guide for the diploma program. And then for our first week of class, I created an orientation week Zoom meeting where we would talk and have an introduction to the students. I also created in this introductory module for students to onboard and get used to the course schedule that they could be aware of, and a further explanation of the course where in this particular video I go through in more detail what a simulation is and the particular computer simulation program we'll be using. This course is heavily influenced and based on a hotel simulation, and so because it's such an important integral part of the course, the students need to start to learn and identify, just be familiar with it. I've also linked to, because students will be learning online this semester, and one of the questions here is what percentage. This course will be delivered 100% online this semester. This is new for this course. It's never been delivered online before. So there are some resources that I've linked to for students to help them be successful. Three of those resources are here. There's a VCC YouTube channel for students that's been created. There is an Online Learner Success Express module, and then there's just FAQs for students. For the look and feel of my particular Moodle shell, I do plan on using collapsed topics. So collapsed topics, which you're probably familiar with, is just gives students the ability to open and close and make things look less cluttered. So here we've got this kind of introductory module that I've created, and then the first or the next section is fits well with the first section, and the next section is all about course communication. Particular, given that students could be studying from different time zones, I've listed a link to a World Clock website so they can be aware of what time it might be where they are in relation to studying in Vancouver. I've also created a page on how to communicate during this course, and I've created two forums. One is a learning community forum where students can pose questions about the course, and what I'm doing is I'm encouraging students to help one another. So a fellow student could jump in and answer a question before I jump in and answer the question. And the other forum is just general news and announcements that I will post, perhaps schedule announcements and things like that. These final two links are about how students can stay informed. Students need to be able to stay connected via email. They may not use their VCC email, so how to forward it to their personal email and just Moodle message settings. Okay, the next module that I've created for the purposes of this video is called an orientation to the course, and it's a fairly simple module. It is it contains a forum introduction, so students are required to go to the forum and post their name, where they're living, what are they most anxious, nervous about, have they ever worked in a hotel before, what they'd like to learn about, and do they know what a commuter simulation is. So far what I'm finding is students are actually using this to also communicate with each other. And then the next link that I've created is just in general some guidance on working in teams, because this is a team-based course. Students will need some help with understanding and sorry, I shouldn't say understanding, identifying the challenges and opportunities for working in a team, and how a good team functions, and if a good team is not functioning, what are some conflict resolution skills that they can employ. So I'm just going back to the notes for this particular video. What I still need to do for the orientation to the course is I still want to create a reflection activity that students reflect on their prior learning from the program, because this course is set up to take from other courses that they've studied. It's important that they reflect on these other courses, whether the course is human resources or marketing, or another course I taught which was accommodations. Students need to be able to reflect on that prior learning, and I have yet to kind of add that into the mix and think about how I'm going to assess. Where I am right now for assessment is that these are participative, and I won't be, assessing it based on a grade. You're not going to get an A if you reflect really well. It's more that I want you to get into the habit, and students get into the habit of reflecting. I would say that these units are student-centered, and they're very much student-led. Students need to go in on their own time and do this. My range of my role throughout this course that I would prefer is to be a facilitator, a coach, and a mentor. It's very hard to lecture online. I'd prefer to be the guide on the side as opposed to the sage on the stage. And that's how I'm going to set up this course going forward. The course I mentioned earlier is fully online. It's not blended. There is no face-to-face. I've already gone through how I'm introducing the course and myself, and how I'm building the learning community. What is the ratio or percentage of synchronous to asynchronous collaboration? At the start of the course, there will be less synchronous collaboration and more asynchronous. So my guess is it'll be about 25% of the course will be synchronous, where I'm actually in a Zoom meeting with students. As the course gets going, that will increase to most likely about 50%, because I'm going to have scheduled meetings with the different management teams that are managing the hotels in the simulation. But that won't happen for probably at least a month, depending on the speed of the course. Infrastructure, system, and support needs and issues the learner may face. That's a challenge. Like I said, I'm trying to create a learning community. I'm trying to advise students on how they can reach out to me to get help, and set up those supports through Moodle messaging, through email, through Zoom meetings, through office hours. And yeah, that's going to be something that's evolving as I go through this course, and just figuring out what the best way to proceed. So that wraps up my implementation video. I'm just going to close these two modules that I've created and go back up. again, it is a work in progress, and I know that this process is a work in progress. Um, so thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to meeting with you for the exit interview.